Hi Amy. Okay, so let's look at part 2 of getting your cards done. And this will be the Stylish Stems card. I still have the dies, although, like I said, the stamp set is not here, so somebody must have purchased that for me. But you're going to stamp the large flower in full strength Poppy Parade. And then you're going to cut that out. Okay, like I say, I don't have these flowers, so you're going to do it on the piece of paper that's separate, and you're going to cut that one out. Then for the smaller one, if you don't want it to be exactly the same color, I would stamp off once and then stamp the smaller one. That'll make it a lighter, kind of pinkier looking color, and then you can cut that out. So you'll end up, because these dies here, the outside ones, will cut out those two flowers after you've punched them. So if you'll just take the one flower and put here and the other flower and put there, you can kind of see where things are going to go. All right, and then if you will take your die and put it in place so that you know exactly where you want it, then you can take these two away, put a little piece of washi tape, and go run this through the die cut machine. That way this will be in the right place, okay? Once you've got that cut out, you can also do the same thing here, where if you want to stamp a leaf, you can just, figure, okay, here, this is going to already be cut out, so I know I want one here, and you can stamp it, and I know I want one here, and you can stamp it, okay? And then this will already be cut out, and you can take the piece of yellow and just stick it behind, and that will make this part look yellow. These two you will adhere on the front of the card. You've stamped the two leaves, and then you'll have two green cutout leaves that you'll put on there too. And I had some, but I'm not quite sure where I put them. So that will be the Stylish Stems card. All right, let me move this out of the way, and we'll move on to the Secret Garden cards. Okay, so this was a set from, I think it's 2014. All right, so I know you have these flowers, and I know you have the cutouts that are back there. Okay, so when I say stamp the larger flower, it's going to be this one. Okay, and there's also a part where well, you know what? We'll just go ahead and do that one. The larger flower, and then there's a part I tell you to stamp the inside of the larger flower on the crumb cake paper. If you want it to look exactly like the one I sent you, you will stamp the large flower, and I'll show you that. Then you'll stamp just this part on the crumb cake, and you'll have to cut that out because there's not a separate die for that, I don't believe. I don't think there's a separate die. Okay, because you're going to put the flower and then the piece of crumb cake and then the button on top of that. So let's look at stamping that, and then we'll get to the other ones last. Okay, so this piece, I've told you to start with the larger flower first. Again, that will be for you, that will be this one. And stamp it like 3 times. And you always make a triangle when you stamp. So 1, 2, 3. See how these 3 make a triangle? You'll also stamp it and cut it out on the extra piece of paper that's going to be in there that you're going to, oh, there's the leaves, that you're going to use for your greeting. Okay, so then you're going to stamp a solid stamp with the crumb cake. And excuse me, again, if you will go in 3s, so 1, 2, 3, okay, so that gives you those. And then go back to the black to do another smaller stamp. Okay, and we'll go 3s, and I'm trying to kind of fill in. See, I have a blank area there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I could go back with my last crumb cake, which I didn't have another smaller flower, so I'm just going to use the leaf. and I would go, this can go over. 1, 2, 1, 2, so the next one needs to be up here. 3. Okay, and although it is busy, that's usually the way that makes it more pleasing to the eye, is to do 3 of each one and make sure they're in a triangle so that you don't have them lined up. On that card, that piece will then be mounted onto the black mat. Okay, this piece you'll tear, after you stamp your sentiment on that side, you're going to tear the bottom. Okay, and that will go on wherever it is you want it to go so that it's, you know, you have as much black showing at the bottom there, and then this one will go on the side. Okay, so that's that one. On the vellum one, I've given you 3 different colors of vellum. If you like the color of the vellum once you cut it out, again, you're using your Secret Garden set. If you like the color of the vellum, you don't have to do anything. If you want to darken it up a little bit, just take your color and color from behind with a sponge and see how that'll give you a little bit darker color. Okay, and when you have it cut out, of course, you can go all the way to the edges because it'll be cut out. Okay, and that gives you a little bit darker color on that vellum one. And then last but not least, the other one, again, this is still Secret Garden. I've asked you to cut out 2 of the flowers that you want to cut out on, and you're going to be using this one for this card, this one. You'll cut 2 out in Crumb Cake and 2 out in the terracotta, and those will just be layered on the front of the card, like that. Okay, so that's all you have to do for those, is just stamp them in black. So I hope the videos have helped along with the written instructions, and that you have a great time doing the cards. Alrighty, thanks. Bye.